Revenge is a French action thriller film that is really brutal, but a lot of fun, and it's a pretty good movie. So while this is French, the main character, Matilda Anna Ingrid Lutz, is supposed to be an American. So it's kind of half in English and half in subtitled French. But it's really more like I didn't find it's not noticeable. Like a lot of the film isn't really, they don't talk that much. It's more about her getting revenge. And they don't really talk at all, and so you don't let that discourage you if you don't like subtitles. But the idea is this rich married man is taking his mistress to this beautiful cabin in the desert, and to have a weekend of debauchery with her. But then he's taken a fuller vacation where he's supposed to meet up with his hunting friends and go out hunting afterwards. The problem comes when his hunting friends arrive a couple days early, and now you have two of his lives, his mistress and his hunting friends, coming together, and let's just say that they don't mix very well. I really loved what this director did, because Coraline Fargate, like she's really an amazing director, because so many things throughout this movie are filmed beautifully, even though they're horrible, and there's also a lot of interesting imagery that's used. And I even love the idea that, for the first part of the film, the main character, she is completely kind of like sexualized. Like every shot of her is like kind of below her butt, so you can shoot up, so you can see her nice butt in a bathing suit or in underwear, or performing sexual acts, or dancing with the other guys. And it's all like, everything they do is like hyper-sexualizing her. Like almost like the beginning of the last Fast and Furious movie, where they're in Cuba and they have all those women in booty shorts and stuff dancing around, and all the shots are below them, and there's no point in having them in the movie other than to have some TNA. That's what the beginning of the movie of Revenge kind of feels like. And it's so interesting, because then when one of the men take that, just kind of her, hanging out with them, kind of flirting, but not really, they take that as an invitation to have sex, when she obviously does not want to have sex with him, and then it turns into a horrible rape. It's so interesting what they do with. There's also this other character, when her boyfriend is kind of away doing something when this happens, and you see when the other guy that's not raping her, but he's like, he comes in and like watches like when it's starting, and he's like eating something, and like the filming of him eating something while like that horrible happens, and he just turns and walks away, is filmed incredibly well. And then like what's so crazy is that character, the rapist, is so different, because when stuff happens, like they decide, like the boyfriend just wants to get rid of her. He's treating her like a whore, and he doesn't really care about her. He's just this whore, and it's almost like he's upset as friend for raping her, not because he raped her, but because it's going to ruin his weekend. Now he can't use this whore anymore. He's going to have to pay her off and send her off somewhere to Canada or something. And it's really interesting, because she is like, but I thought you loved me, and it's like, it's horrifying kind of. And then you see that when she doesn't want to accept that, he tries to kill her, and now you have a movie where she is thrown off a cliff and is kind of saved by impaling herself on a tree, and she has to get off that tree, like try to fix herself up and get revenge on these guys. And I will say, some of the stuff for the actual human anatomy and for how things work is a stretch. They're stretching things, but at the same time, for the movie, it works. I don't really mind that much. And also, it creates some amazing scenes where she has to use a drug to get through, making it so that she's not going to bleed to death. And it's really, really interesting filmmaking and really interesting stuff that it does. And I really like how they some of the stuff they did is obvious that, yeah, you tell that it's not real. But some of the stuff, I mean, what they do is they have like two shots. They have the actor with something on them, like she has, the stick going through her belly. And you see when it's just random, like it's not like you're not focusing on it, it looks a little fake. But then you have her trying to like a close up of the wound, and that will obviously be like on some sort of practical fake body. And it looks really good, like too good almost sometimes. Like with her and one of the other guys later when they're trying to pull stuff out, I mean, it's absolutely brutal. And the film doesn't turn away, the film just keeps making you watch. And it's tough to watch, but it's gory and it's great. But I really love, everything he did, that she become this badass. And I really look forward to seeing what else this actress does and the director does. But I think they're both amazing in this movie. My biggest problem with the movie, though, is at a certain point, there is this scene towards the end where the idea is kind of cool and there's some really tense moments. But then at a certain point, it's just them chasing each other around this house. And it's like, it gets bloodier and bloodier and they're slipping. And it almost becomes kind of funny, but I don't think it's supposed to. Like, you remind me of those old British shows where they'd have like a comedy show when all of a sudden the policemen would start chasing everyone. Like, and it's like, it felt like that. Like, if someone put that music over top of this clip, it would work. And it's just, but they're a cool scene though too. That's what I think it was too long, that scene. But other than that, it's a great movie. It's not for the faint of heart, definitely, but I would highly recommend it. I give it like an 8.75 out of 10. It's like really cool revenge flick. It's kind of like I Spit on Your Grave, but a new take on it. It's pretty good. I would definitely recommend it if you can handle this kind of movie. But thanks for watching. Check out the playlist on my head or subscribe to me over there. Thanks.